Hey, that was perfect timing. It is now 2 o'clock, and here we are at the Pretty Little Cabin concert. Thank you guys for coming. I'm really excited. Yes, please clap. It will make me feel like we've started. I am so excited. Thank you for being here. Those that are watching the live stream, thank you for being here. I know that I have friends that are watching from Germany and Canada and Washington State and various parts of Lexington. So I'm excited to be able to do this live and live streamed for those who can't or aren't comfortable yet being able to make it out in person. I'm gonna tell you a little story. So our story begins in quarantine. About a year ago is when all of this went down, and you can see the graphic up on the screen. Those of you that don't know where the idea and everything came from for this album, I am going to tell you. So we had finished out the studio year remotely, doing all of my lessons via Zoom and FaceTiming. And so I didn't get to see my students at the end of the year. So I had a certain parent who conspired behind my back with the other parents to go around, and they wanted to be able to just give me a gift that they all kind of pooled in and chipped in together. So the parent, who I'll call her out because she'll be so embarrassed, her name's Laura Nevels, she went to my husband, or she texted him or something, and she said, what would be something that Vanessa would really love that we could all go in together on and get her for an end of studio year gift? And he said, well, she's always wanted recording studio time. Like, it's been on her Christmas list forever, like just time to record. And so as you can see, I got this giant check. It showed up on my porch one day in a big box that said, do not open until Bo is filming you. And so then it had Bo filming me, and I opened up this giant check. There was an actual real-sized one with it that I was able to cash. But there's the giant check, and a list of all of the students and their families that had participated in providing recording studio time for me. So I'm going to read off all of those names, and if you can just hold applause until the end, and then we'll clap for all of my sponsors. Okay, so the students and their families that participated in funding this project are Sadie and Phoebe Barlow, Bratcher Chamberlain, Corin Dix, Adora Dudnoth, Annabeth and Caroline Edge, Harrison Hamlin, Kennedy Mogamian, nailed it, Eliza Mullins, Charlotte Rose, Abigail Stokes, Sitara True, Ava Van Meter, Rebecca Wallingford, Ayla Nelson, Maddie Finley, Kanika Chopra, Kaylee and Emma Harris, Shayna Garrett, Emily Maggard, Emma Nevels, Addison, Natalie, and Grayson Kerr, and Emily Reed, and their families. So we'll give them a round of applause. So thankful to them. So then I went, well, recording studios aren't open, because this was in May of 2020, and nothing was open. And I didn't want to just sit on that. It really lit a fire under me. I thought, I've been given this amazing gift and this amazing opportunity to figure out what to do with that in the midst of quarantine. And so I came up with this idea to do an album that was recorded completely in home studios and mixed and mastered in a home studio and released digitally. So I never met with any of the other musicians. I sent them their parts. I sent them tracks. I sent them music. They recorded their parts and sent their tracks back. I did meet with my mix master twice, I think, Robbie, in real life, in person, after things were starting to open up a little bit more. But we did a lot of mix mastering sessions via Facebook Messenger as well. So we actually only met in person twice during the entire process. So I think that that's pretty cool. I think that's all I wanted to say at this point. So I'm going to dive in. I'm going to play the first song on the EP. So I'm going to play them in order for you, in order of the EP. So the first song is Just Me. So we'll get started with that, and then I'll have more things to tell you after that. So like I said, this is the first song on my EP, and it's called My Own Story. Take me back to the beginning, before it gets so complicated, before the pathways paved in gold, before Pinocchio gets vindicated. 'Cause I am not the hero in my own story, at least not how it's been told. I'm a beggar standing with a flower left out in the cold. So close the book, re-illustrate the cover, brace for the part where it gets heated. Blot out the ink that says it's finished, scratch the ending, then reread it. I want the pretty little cabin, Mom and Dad and bowls of porridge. I want a path to Grandma's house, but I might wander off to forage. Guess I am not the hero in my own story, at least not from your point of view. I'm a child standing with a basket, not knowing what to do. So close the book, re-illustrate the cover, brace for the part where it gets heated. Blot out the ink that says it's finished, scratch the ending, then reread it. There's nothing fair about a fairy tale, just unsuspecting people facing disaster, trying to conquer, trying to escape, and trying to live with someone else's ever after. Take me back to the beginning, before it gets so convoluted. Catch up to the heart of the story, before the rumors can pollute it. I wanna be the hero in my own story. Take this book down from the shelf, can't tell a tale by its cover. Let me tell it for myself. Thank you. So as you could hear in that second verse, that's where the title of the EP came from, Pretty Little Cabin. And as I was figuring out what songs I was going to put on the EP and writing songs to put on the EP, I quickly realized that it was going to be piano-led, because piano was my quarantine instrument. So normally when I'm out gigging a whole bunch or whatnot, I'm taking my guitar everywhere with me and playing with guitar and writing for guitar. But when everything shut down and I was in my house, I really took to playing the piano. So there was this certain feel, obviously, that you'll hear today that the EP captures, and that's, you know, just a very acoustic, stripped down sort of feel. And originally I was thinking about calling it Cabin Fever, because, now here's a fun fact, exactly 1 year ago from today, I did my first live stream concerts during the shutdowns. And I know a lot of you were actually there in that audience. And I used cute pictures of my dog flopped around the house looking bored and lazy as the marketing. Some of you are nodding your heads like, yeah, I remember that. It was exactly a year ago today. So I had that kind of cabin fever concept or title, but that fever element didn't quite fit, because that maybe would be like a little jazzier or something like that. So I came up with the idea when I realized that I wanted to put that song on the EP to call it Pretty Little Cabin. So, because you're all, because you're all looking, you guys are magic back there in the booth. Because you're all looking at the EP cover right now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how this was put together during quarantine as well. So the cabin and that whole painting minus me that you're looking at was actually painted by my grandmother in 1984. And when you see the full poster, which I have available at the merch table, plug, whether you're picking one up or whether you just want to stop by and see them, you can see not only her signature, but on the full poster version, you can see the dates that she painted it in 1984. And she's since passed away. But my mom, I called her and I was like, hey, I'd like to have a picture of one of Grandma's paintings to use for my EP cover, and I'm pretty sure that she's painted cabins, because she did a lot of, nature and things like that. And so I said, can you send me some pictures of some of her cabin paintings? So Mom sent me 3 to choose from. She took the pictures on her iPad and emailed them to me. And from there, I did my own photo shoot, because quarantine couldn't have a photo shoot. So what I actually did was I borrowed a ring light from this church, Motion Church, and I just stood in front of it with, I had a little Bluetooth remote, and I just stood in front of it and took some pictures. And then I went, I think I need a flower. And I went out to my garden where I had planted sunflowers and picked a sunflower and came back and posed with the sunflower until I hit just the perfect angle. So these other pictures that you'll be seeing today as well for the different songs are from that same photo shoot that I did myself. And then I was recommended to a guy named Derek Price, who does graphic design and album covers and things like that. And I've never met him, but I sent him my cabin and I sent him myself, and I said, here's what I want that to look like. And then I sent him some sheet music that is the actual music that's played in It's Lonely in the Middle, which you're going to hear in a couple songs. So this line right above my head that you see, da 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 da, you'll actually hear that little motif in the second verse of It's Lonely in the Middle. So that's my actual sheet music that's in there, which I'm really excited about and love. And he put them all together. He made me look like a painting and gave me just this gorgeous album cover that I love and am a huge fan of. So huge shout out to Derek Price for that. Okay. After these first few songs, I won't do as much talking. I just really wanted to tell you guys all of the background and history. And so now I am going to invite Brian up to the stage, and I'm going to talk a little bit about All the Little Things, which is the next song that you're going to hear. Hey, this is Brian. So for this song, I sent my track off to a guy named Cole Clark, who is really good at doing drum tracks and producing drums and adding them to albums. And I sent him the piano and the vocals, and I said, I feel like this needs something. Can you put a drum track on this? And he was like, yeah, sure. What did you have in mind? I'm like, I have no idea. I don't really speak drum. And so he put some shakers and some cajon and djembe and some kit behind it and just overlaid all of these cool drum tracks and made just a gorgeous track for All the Little Things. So interpreting those various, it really probably takes 3 musicians to play all of the parts that were on there, but interpreting on kits today, I'm happy to have Brian here with us today. So we are going to play All the Little Things. Ready? Song without a warning. After all these years, you still make my heart swell, and this may make you blush a little, but oh well. Gotta love you, babe, gotta love you more that you're doing, but I do. The way you put your hand on my knee when we're out driving. The way we share that rat-a-tat-tat comic time, and when we're jiving. Natural is breathing, but it takes my breath away. Feels just like I'm falling, but you catch me so okay. Gotta love you, babe, gotta love you more and more and more. Got you make me smile, you're what smiling is for. The way I can count on my morning kisses, the way I can count on you doing the dishes. It's all the little things that you don't know that you're doing, but I do. It's all the little things that you don't know that you're doing, but I do. So take me around the world, 'cause I'm your favorite girl to go traveling with. No matter where we go, just wanted you to know home is where my baby is. Gotta love you, babe, more and more and more. God, you make me smile, you're what smiling is for. The way I can count on my morning kisses, the way I can count on you doing the dishes. It's all the little things that you don't know that you're doing, but I do. It's all the little things that you don't know that you're doing, but I do. It's all the little things that you don't know that you're doing, but I do. Thank you. Thanks, Brian. I'm going to invite the string quartet to go ahead and come up and start getting ready and setting up while I talk to you about this third track. So somewhere along the way, as I was getting ready, rehearsing the songs and getting ready to record them and deciding what I wanted to put on the EP, that last one, All the Little Things, was written during quarantine, by the way, because the only thing there was to do was go around driving. So that inspired that song. This one had been written in January of 2020, so, it was still pretty new, but a couple months prior to quarantine. And as I was recording, I realized that I wanted to put strings, and at first I thought I would just do violin and cello, and then it ended up, no, actually I'm pretty sure this is going to be string quartet. And then I thought they were just going to come in on verse 2, and then, wouldn't you know it, I went back and wrote strings to verse 1 as well, too. And now, before you know it, the entire thing was set to string quartet. Now, the artists who played on the album, one of them is here. This is Seth Murphy. We can give him a hand. We can give him a double hand because he actually played cello on the album and is here today as well. And then I had Elizabeth Varnado playing first and second violin, because when you're just playing one track at a time, you can do more than one track. So she is very pregnant and was not able to come today. She is quarantining, preparing to have a safe and awesome birth. But I wanted to give her a little shout out as well. And then on viola, there's a shortage of violists in this world, isn't there? Yes. I didn't know any violists, so Seth actually recommended Elias Gross to me, who lives in North Carolina. But when you're just sending files back and forth, that's not a problem. So the artist who's doing viola on the album is Elias. So the process went like this. I recorded my parts, I wrote the strings, I demoed them where I just did each part separately recording, and I just record on GarageBand, by the way. This whole album was done on GarageBand for me. I don't know what system the rest of the musicians used. But I demoed the strings and then sent the track with the string parts being played just on synth keyboard to the instrumentalists so they could hear what it was going to sound like all together. And then I sent them the track of just the piano and vocals for them to put just their part to, and then send it back. So the biggest challenge that Robbie and I ran into when mixing, and I'm going to plug Robbie here. Oh, look, it's Robbie and his beautiful wife, Isabel, and they didn't know I was going to put a photo of them up there. Oh, and look, they're holding my merch, but we'll talk about that later. So the biggest challenge that Robbie and I faced when we were mixing this song was that all of the parts had been recorded separately. So there was a lack of unity that was not the fault of any of the musicians, because they were all the parts were beautiful. But it's like there were some things that didn't quite line up, and then there were some dynamics that were a little off. And so we spent more time sculpting this song than we spent on all of the rest of the songs together. Right, Robbie? Yeah, but totally worth it. We love it, love the way it turned out. And so playing this song live for you today, which I'm so excited. I did this as much for me as to share it with anyone, because I really wanted to hear this song with live strings. So I'm so excited. We have Rachel today on first violin. We have Virginia on second violin, Vivian on third violin, on viola, and we have Seth on cello. So let's welcome them. Yay! I'm excited to play this for you. Are you guys ready? Give me 1 second. Of course, as soon as you start playing and singing, you need water all the time. Tune, or are we good? We don't need to tune, do we? Okay, this is the middle song on the EP, and it's called It's Lonely in the Middle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. I'm not looking for fortune, I'm not looking for fame, don't gotta be famous, where everyone knows my name, I'm not trying to make millions, I just wanna do alright, people to sing for, and a stage to play at night, a little traction in this medium town, where one night it's standing room and others no one comes around. It's lonely in the middle. When I look out from the stage, will I see love or no familiar face? It's only life's riddle, never knowing who's coming or going or leaving or staying. I'm just saying it's lonely. I'm not at the bottom, but I'm not at the top. Yesterday swore on quitting. Today I never want to stop. If life's a river, should I be going with the flow? And is fate a giver, or some guy you gotta know? 'Cause I'm here fishing in this medium pond, we planted firmly, but my heart is calling me beyond. It's lonely in the middle. When I obscure, but losing novelty. It's a balance that's so hard to get right. It's a balance that's so hard to get right. It's lonely in the middle when I look out from the stage. Will I see love for no familiar face? It's only life's riddle, never knowing who's coming or going, or leaving or staying. I'm just saying. It's only life's riddle, never knowing who's coming or going, or leaving or staying. Thank you. We're going to let Vivian go at this point. I only wrote one song for the full quartet. So thank you. Thanks for playing today. Yay! Well, these guys are just going to enjoy front row seats for a hot second. I didn't see the point in taking them all down and then bringing them all back up. So I'm going to play one without them, and they're going to chill up here, and then we're going to play another one together because I'm going in order. So the next song, Long, Long List, was written before quarantine. It was actually written in 2018, but it is piano-led, and it's a fan favorite, and so I decided to put it on the EP. It is also the only song that I have that has its very own merch, which is very cool. Oh, there you go. Oh, and there's my poster. Oh, yeah, now you can see the poster, how the sheet music goes like a little bit lower and whatnot, and then the stickers. So that's my merch. I did want to mention, if you are watching online, if for some people it's working, for some reason, other people it's not working, but if you're able to share this stream to your page, that just increases the visibility of this concert, which would be awesome if you could do that. There are lots of great ways that you all can support local artists for free, for complete freeness. One of those ways is just to like and follow all the social media. So I'm just going to plug all of that really quick. I'm on Facebook, Vanessa Davis Music. I'm on YouTube, Vanessa Davis Music, and on Instagram at Songwriter Vanessa. The other thing that you can do to support your local artists is just to listen to their stuff. It's on all the streaming platforms. You can find all of these songs on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. You can also find them on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, and a bunch of other things that I've never heard of because they're like unique to Ireland and things like that. I'm sure Seth has come across that as well when he's put some music out, but like just all of these things, they're like, oh, you're now streaming on all these places, and I'm like, I've never heard of them. The other place I'm apparently on is TikTok. I don't know that. I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know exactly what that entails. I think what that means is that you can make TikToks to my music, that my music is licensed to be used on TikTok. So if you ever feel inspired to make a TikTok featuring my music, feel free, but I'm not going to like tell you that you should do that because, like I said, I don't know how TikTok works. I'm aging myself a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to play Long, Long List for you, and then we're going to play another one with these beautiful people here. Oh, I started drinking coffee just to spite you. I had to shake my drinking habits up. I started drinking coffee just to spite you, 'cause you'll never ever see me drink a cup. Every sip tastes like licking a turtle. My stomach ties in knots and I can feel the cream curdle. But I started drinking coffee just to spite you, 'cause you'll never ever see me drink a cup. I got a long, long list my tongue pierced just to show you that there's a part of me you'll never ever see. I got my tongue pierced just to show you that this time I'm doing something just for me. I can't feel my ethith and it's getting infected, but it's not half as painful as being rejected. Oh, I got my tongue pierced just to show you that this time I'm doing something just for me. I got a long, long list of things I gotta do to prove that I'm over you. Oh, and thanks for the idea to change up my tattoo, the one I have of you that says your name. Now it's got a giant flaming X running through, and you'll never ever know it's not the same. Your memory won't hurt so much when I'm thinking of you every time I retouch. So thanks for the idea to change up my tattoo, but you'll never ever know it's not the same. I got a long, long list of things I gotta do to prove that I'm over you. Oh, I made friends with your girlfriend just to show you that I'm over you and really doing great. I made friends with your girlfriend just to show you that I wish you both the best and there's no hate. Seeing you together makes me throw up in my mouth, but I'll be right here waiting when the whole thing goes south. Oh, I made friends with your girlfriend just to show you I'm over you and really doing great. I got a long, long list of things I gotta do to prove that I'm over you. I got a long, long list of things I gotta do to prove that I'm so over you. Thank you. That was my serious song. Okay, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about living. So, I wrote this song in quarantine, and what inspired this song was when news reports were first starting to come out about COVID, and it was very new, and it was very scary, and it was hitting some people very hard. I remember hearing, and I don't even know, honestly, now where I heard this, if I read it, or if it was on a news report on YouTube, I don't know. But I remember that there was someone who had gotten it and said that having COVID felt like there was glass in their lungs. You'll be happy to know that, well, you won't be happy to know that I had COVID, but I had it back in October, and it didn't have that effect on me, thank goodness. But just that thought of feeling like there's glass in your lungs and like you can't function normally as far as lungs go is scary to anyone. To a singer, it's absolutely terrifying. So I thought to myself, well, I better enjoy singing every day of my life that I have that, and I better not take it for granted, and I better enjoy performing and being able to make music and see it as a gift that has a time limit on it. So that inspired me to write Livin'. Oh, I should mention that I really actually wrote the part for one cello and one violin, and then at the very end I heard this echo part that I wanted to add, and so that's why Virginia is up here, yay! So if you're like, she's forgetting to play, no, she's just doing that extra little part at the end. She belongs up here. If I should ever grow old, don't wanna regret any story left untold, won't leave any song unsung, any string undone, performance not given. If I should grow old, if I should grow old, wanna know I was living. See that I could have picked up the slack on the time I was given. If I should get sick, if I should get sick, wanna know I was living. If I am a star burning in the night, gotta be a light while I still can shine before I'm out of sight. When I'm at the end of my days, guitar cases closed, breath fading away, I'll know I used them up good, the way an artist and storyteller should. When I get to the end, when I get to the end, you're gonna know I was living. Yay! I feel like clapping for that. All right, thanks, Virginia. Virginia is going to dismiss herself now, but we're going to play one more for you, and we're going to have Brian come up to the stage to play for you as well. So that's the end of the EP. However, the creativity didn't stop there. I kept writing with piano, and so I have two more songs that were really in this season and were written in 2020 towards the tail end in the fall, but are too new to have made it onto the EP. So I wanted to play those for you today as well. And then about like 2 weeks ago, I decided to write a violin and cello part to this one. And then I said, hey, Brian, can you put some drums on here? And again, like how I said to Cole Clark, who did the drum track for All the Little Things, he's like, what do you want it to sound like? I'm like, I don't know. Do something cool, and I'll tell you if I like it. And then we made little tweaks and whatnot. And so, yay. I'm so happy to get to play bonus songs for you today. So, pause for water. Stop everything. Okay, so this is called I Am Human. I am fragile, even if it's not written on my sleeve. I'm not that special. We all feel alone when we grieve. I am broken, glass shattered on the floor. I am fragile. I'm a mess that's been made before. I'm only human. You're only human too. I don't blame you. You trusted me. I trusted you. The storm was perfect. The conditions were in place. We are human. Full of error, full myself to get it right. It's hell in the daytime, and I can't sleep at night. I'm forgiven by everyone but me. I'll try harder to rest and let it be. I am human. You are human like me. Thank you. Thanks. I'll dismiss the musicians from the stage. Thank you so much for being up here. I hope it's as much fun for you as it is for me to get to hear that with strings, get to hear all these songs and parts live with the strings and the drums. I'm just going to consult my notes to make sure that I've said everything that I wanted to say. I have my little checklist. Great. So I'll just mention one more time all of the musicians that were involved in this process. So my mix master and co-producer of this album is Robbie Humphreys, and he's in the audience today. That's Robbie. I'm going to point him out. There's Robbie. So he's the one that I would send tracks to, and I'd say, make it shiny. And so he made everything nice and shiny and polished it all up, all pretty. So thanks, Robbie. I appreciate you. We'd always say that. I appreciate you. He'd be like, I appreciate you. The studio musicians were Seth Murphy on cello, Elizabeth Varnado on both violins, and Elias Gross on viola, as well as Cole Clark on drums. And here on the stage today we had Seth as well, Rachel, Virginia, and Vivian. Let me flip this. I think I've talked about everything I need to talk about. Oh, if you're on the live stream, I did forget to say, please leave me a comment so that I know you were here, live streamers. I don't know which camera I'm looking into, but you're somewhere around one of these cameras. Because it tells me how many people were watching, but it doesn't tell me who was watching by name. So I'm really excited to see all of you later when I can look at the comments and see who is here. So I just have one more song that I'm going to share for you guys before we hang out in the lobby and get pictures. Please get pictures of me. I'm excited that you guys are here and I want to get photos with you. So there will be we'll do masked photo ops. So, okay, before this last song, I just want to thank everyone for coming. I want to thank everyone for watching online. I want to thank everyone who helped to make this concert happen. Bo, he hates when I point him out, but he has done so much for me to put this concert together and to put all of this together. So thank you to Bo and Misty, who are back in the booth. Aaron for helping out with the merch table. Thank you so much to Motion Church for this facility, and to Sally for photographing for me today. Yes, okay. One last song in this piano season of the 2020, and then we'll have a little party in the lobby. Okay, this song, oh, that's what I forgot to mention. This just reminded me. The art for these two new songs were both done by my sister-in-law, Autumn Sissel. So she actually tattooed me with non-permanent ink. She tattooed and photographed and edited the photo for I'm Human, and she also did the cover art for San Angelo. So she's very talented. She's a photographer and an artist, and so I kind of told her what I wanted this one to look like, and this was the design that she came up with, and I'm absolutely crazy about it. I love it. Okay, here then is San Angelo. I hope you find the woman of your dreams someday and carry her away. You get help for the hurt that's in your heart. I'm thinking now's the time to start. I hope you're happy. I hope you're free. That it's all after when you remember help you sell your house, pack up your little love, head to the place you're dreaming of. San Angelo. So when I picture you, I'll see an open space and a kayak on a lake. You're working hard at work and working hard on you, just like you've always wanted to. Fishing with your brother, cherishing your mother, shooting the breeze with your old man. Just look at you with all the things you really need. Your family and a tan. San Angelo. Oh no, gotta go. Where sunrise is brighter in wide open spaces, smiles are all wider on southerly faces. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you, everyone who came. It's so nice to see real live faces. And I was thinking when I was playing It's Lonely in the Middle, I was like, I am like in the middle of this quartet situation that's happening here, and it is not lonely in here at all. So thank you so much to all of you for coming. Thank you, everyone who watched online. And I just want to remind my sponsors that are in the audience today that I have a signed and framed poster for you back at the merch table. And everyone else, please hang out and say hi. And we can do, I don't know, fist bumps or virtual hugs or whatnot. And come back and see me at the table on the way out. Okay. Goodbye. Thank you. Thanks for being here.